College Cooking with Caitlin.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the final episode of College Cooking with Caitlin.
Aw, why?
For this week's recipe, I'll be showing you how to make a chocolate cake. I thought it would be fitting if we ended this series on a dessert because I've showed you how to make breakfast, lunch, and dinner, so we have to get the final course. For this week's recipe, you will need, for the cake, 1 3/4 cup of sugar, 3/4 cup of dark cocoa powder, 2 cups of flour, 1½ teaspoons of baking soda, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon salt, 3/4 of a cup of vegetable oil, 3 eggs, 1 cup of buttermilk, half a cup of strongly brewed coffee. I'm using espresso. For the frosting, you will need 1 3/4 cup of room temperature butter, half a cup of cream cheese, also room temperature, 1½ cups of dark cocoa powder, 5 cups of powdered sugar, another ½ cup of strongly brewed coffee, 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract, and ½ teaspoon of salt. Additionally, I will be lining my cake with mini chocolate chips, but that's completely optional. Start by preheating your oven to 350 degrees. To begin making your cake, grab a large bowl, and in there you're going to mix in the sugar, cocoa powder, flour, baking soda, baking powder, and salt. 1 3/4 cup of sugar, 3/4 cup of dark baking cocoa. It's good baking etiquette to not pour your ingredients on top of the bowl in case you mess up and pour extra in, but I'm in college. 2 cups of flour, 1½ teaspoons of baking soda. It's like probably a half. 2 teaspoons of baking powder. And 1 teaspoon of salt. And whisk all these ingredients together until they are fully mixed. I have trauma with whisking baking ingredients because in high school I used to make cookies and I gave one to my history teacher and he said, "Did you mix the baking powder in? I can taste it." So make sure all your ingredients are meshed together. Take that, Mr. Raw. Now that you got your arm workout in for the day and your dry ingredients are all mixed together, we're going to move on to the wet ingredients for the cake. In a separate bowl, mix in your oil, buttermilk, and your 3 eggs. Dear heavens, don't get shells in them. Your history teacher will notice that too. And now whisk these together. Now you're going to mix your wet ingredients with your dry ingredients and whisk until no lumps remain. I'm feeling lazy, so I'm going to use this. Here's what your finished batter should look like. Notice how mine has no lumps? That's because I'm perfect at everything I do, except apply sunscreen. To complete your batter, pour in ½ a cup of your brewed coffee. I'm just going to guess. Now mix until combined. After completing your batter, you're going to want to prep your pans for baking. So line and grease 2 pans with parchment paper and vegetable oil. Pour the batter in your prepared pans. Oh dear heavens, that's fine. Put these in the oven for 30 minutes. While your cakes are in the oven, you're going to want to get started on your frosting. Beginning with 1 3/4 cup of your butter and ½ a cup of cream cheese. Mix these 2 ingredients together on high for about a minute or until smooth. Once your mixture looks something like this, put in your cocoa powder. And mix until combined. To complete your icing, mix in your coffee, powdered sugar, vanilla extract, and salt. I'm going to mix this together and then slowly add in the 5 cups of powdered sugar. It's been 30 minutes and our cakes are looking beautiful, but let's test them. To make sure your cakes are cooked all the way through, take a toothpick or a knife, stab it in the middle, and if nothing transfers, your cakes are done. And then take your cakes out of the oven and let them completely cool before icing. Once your cake is completely cooled, you are ready to icing it. So take it out of the pan. For your bottom layer, you're going to want to cut the top off just so that it's more flat. Put your icing on top and smear it around in the center layer. Once your center layer is entirely covered in icing, throw your top layer on top. And now icing the whole thing. It might not look the prettiest, but it'll taste delicious. Like I said earlier, I'm going to put chocolate chips on the outside of my cake, but that is entirely optional. If you are doing this step, just take a handful and smack it on. You're going to get a little messy. And that looks absolutely beautiful. And then just do it the whole way around. And here you have it, the best chocolate cake you will ever have. It might not be the prettiest, and chocolate chips are falling out of it, but I promise it tastes absolutely delicious.
Hi guys, these are my roommates and the people I've been cooking for. They also sing my intro.
College Cooking with Caitlin.
Aren't they good? I found them on Craigslist. Thank you all so much for watching this week's episode of College Cooking with Caitlin, and if you watched the rest of the series, thank you. It's been a lot of fun, and I know we've had a lot of laughs in this kitchen. We are all very excited to try this cake, so let's cut into it.
Let's dig in!